Greetings. Welcome to Dr. English's Book Lovers Book Club. I'm Dr. English and I teach English. This week I'm reviewing the book Cherry Baby by Rainbow Rowell. And it's not a young adult book. It's not a children's book. This is probably one of the few that I'll have reviewed in the past 9 months that is an adult book. And that being said, I had a former student who introduced me to Rainbow Rowell, and I had a current student who was talking about Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell and the whole history of her writing fan fiction online. And that was something I was not really aware of. And so my former student was a grad student, and she wrote her thesis on fan fiction. And Rainbow Rowell played a huge part in her paper, which was very well done, by the way. So shout out to Megan, my former student, who just came to Omaha, Nebraska to hear Rainbow Rowell, who is from Omaha. So her settings are very familiar. It was very fun for me to read Fangirl because she had a lot of references to the University of Nebraska, Lincoln, and I feel like I know where all those places are. This book really references a lot of places in Omaha. And in my mind, I'm sitting there trying to think, oh, that's what she's talking about. I've really enjoyed this because she has such a distinct voice in her, her character Cherry or Cherish. And I love the repartee between her sisters. Her and her sister says, I have 5 sisters. And I could really, really relate to the text messaging, that they had like 2 separate ones, leaving out one of their sisters. And I just thought that is so big family sister kind of dynamics. I just laughed out loud at some of the things that were exchanged on the text messaging chapters of this book. But anyway, it is a story of not Rainbow Rowell, but of Cherry Baby, whose husband was, a graphic novelist, or, he kept a comic. And the girl in the story is Cherry. It's not Cherry, but it's in the story. And it becomes a movie, and there's a trailer, and it starts off where the sisters are talking about this trailer, and have you seen it? And like the girl in the movie is like, she's got on a fat suit. I mean, that's the thing about Cherry, she just says fat, and a lot of people don't even say that anymore because it's not politically correct. You might be obese or morbidly obese, but you don't say fat. And so I like that part of it too, that she's just blunt about it, that I'm fat. And so it's just like the sisters are trying to protect her from this, but it's like, she says, that's not me, and that's the part that's so interesting. That and I wonder too, there's a part of me that wonders if, Rainbow Rowell is helping her own readers to know, like, the people that she creates in her fiction aren't her, that she's still writing fiction. And that's where my mind went as a reader after having read Fangirl. I haven't caught up on some of the others. I just read Fangirl because I had a former student, and then one of her students from this suburban school in Missouri is the person who she loaned me her copy. So this was, Miss Reeves' favorite book, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I have got to read some of this Rainbow Rowell. And so I have started on my very new journey of reading Rainbow Rowell. And so I still have a few things to catch up on because I watched Jeopardy. I've been a long time Jeopardy. And the other evening, there was a Rainbow Rowell answer. And I knew the book, and I haven't read it, so I didn't know it as well, but it was Franklin and Park, which was a play on Franklin and Eleanor. And I was like, oh, I should have got that, but I haven't read Franklin and Park. So, but I will say, I just think the storytelling is wonderful, and she does a really good job of really fleshing out, some of the relationships. There's Russ, and there's Tom, and I think a little bit, I was a little bit surprised by the ending. I didn't expect that. I thought she was going to go a different route with it, but it was kind of nice to know how I thought, how she ended it. And I just kept thinking, she doesn't say anything about it, but the mom in the story would have been very, very happy. So it's just like, as a reader, you just kind of have to interpret that, oh man, she didn't talk about it, but I just thought, oh, the mother of Cherry and her sisters, it's like Cherry and Honor, and I can't remember the other 2, but they all have names like, you know, cherish and honor and patience or something like that. You know, these virtues, and I just think is really interesting. But she does, in particular, she does a really good job of talking, you know, about showing a new relationship in a point when her relationship with her husband is gone. And I feel like she did a really good job of, for people who might be getting a divorce. This might be a really good book to read if you are in that process, because she really gets at the emotions of that happened in that process, and I was really impressed by how well she was able to depict that. Um, so I really enjoyed this book, and I can't wait to now kind of maybe catch up on just a little bit on some of her other stories I haven't read. So then I'm going to read a part about it's with her family. It's a big family. It's Thanksgiving, and you know, it's, you know, divorce is really a tough thing in a big family, because when you're in a big family, and I'm not saying it's not true of a small family, but in a big family, everyone who marries into the family, you know, they have to adjust. So I'm just thinking, all I could think of was this poor Tom. It's like how much of an adjustment it was, because I know for my own family, like holidays are like crazy. And you know, um, it's like, you know, the first time without him being there, and how hard that was for Cherry. So here it is. Uh, uh, it's just the very beginning of Cherry coming in. Did you get my insurance card? Their mom walked into the living room. She looked a lot like Cherry and Honey, but with all the Italian deducted. Her hair, salt and pepper now, was darker than Cherry's, but her skin was pinker and her eyes were bright blue. I've got it, Cherry held up the card. Their mom was looking around the room. Cherry, are you moving? Tom came home, Honey said. Their mom's face lit up. Tom's here? She looked at the ceiling and raised her voice. Tom! Cherry's mom loved Tom. She loved all of her sons in law. She thought they were all very long suffering to put up with her daughters. He's not here now, Cherry said. But he came back? He came home? Her mom was getting tearful. No, just to pack his things. Oh, Cherry. She touched Cherry's cheek. This is a good thing. You have to talk to him. It's not like that, Mom. We don't even see each other. He comes while I'm at work. There's no talking. Looks like there's a bunch of note writing, Honey said, picking up a post-it plastered DVD. Cherry took it from her. We're trying to sort everything out. It's messy. Her mom was still trying to touch Cherry's cheek. That's your husband. Cherry flinched. Ex-husband. Not yet. Her mom argued, petting her cheek. And not in the eyes of God. Take this opportunity to talk to Tom. You can still heal, Cherry. Forgiveness is powerful, and it's ongoing. Marriages aren't built on forgiveness, Honey muttered, looking irritated. Sometimes they are, their mom was daring them to both argue. She felt very righteous about her own marriage. She was the queen of forgiveness. Cherry's dad had given her ample opportunities. I'm sure that Carl forgives you sometimes. Carl was Honey's husband. Leave Carl out of this, Honey said. Leave me out of it too, Cherry said. Cherry, Honey waved her hand around the room. This is disturbing. It looks like a forensic team has come through here. Because it's complicated, Cherry said. Untangling two lives is complicated. You're letting Tom make it complicated. I can tell. You're letting him be Tom about it. He is Tom. I just love that passage because it's just funny for me as I just think about, oh my gosh, I know what big films are like. No, this is one about the classroom. Definitely, I would not teach this in the classroom. I mean, I taught like, you know, I had small groups over The Bluest Eye and Clockwork Orange, which are two very, you know, hot button kinds of books. But I'm not sure I would do this as that. I don't know. I think that's something that I have to leave up to the teacher. Uh, but that was like, I did those like many years ago, and it wasn't quite the environment that there is now. So, but there is explicit sex in this book. And so that's why I would say, no, I don't think I would have this. I think this is just something for my adult listeners that if you want to read Cherry Mom, Cherry Baby, you know, by all means, you should do it. But I do not think that this would be one that you would have a lot of controversy over teaching this, you know, in school. You could have it on your shelf and just, you know, make sure parents know it's R rated, you know, for sure. So, um, But and I mean, like, I mean, Sophie's Choice is a book I love, but I never had it on my shelf as a choice for my students. It was just in my personal library. And so, and kids pick up on that sort of thing too. And so, and they both have, I mean, that has explicit sex in it as well. So, but definitely it's not young adult. It is an adult book. But I just really felt compelled to do a review of it because I've just become such a fan. And I think most high school students, uh, could read Fangirl for sure, just to get an idea of. And that book is what really made her famous. And, but she's famous because and it's continued because she's a great writer. So, um, so that's my take on that. And I do think you might enjoy reading. I do have the book Horse on my agenda too, and that's really not a young adult book, but sometimes I just need to take a break and read, an adult novel just to have a change of pace. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye.